you?
Yeah, all right, thanks. Sorry, I didn't think it was working then. It was went all weird. I don't know. Maybe
That's all right. I was just enjoying a nice lie down.
I thought you'd already started for a second. I was trying to be really quiet.
No, you're all good. You're all right. I was just like, I'm just going to lie here for a minute while I wait for people to join in.
Nice. How you been?
Yeah, not bad. How are you?
All right, yeah, good.
Fab.
Good. Looking forward to getting back into the studio in September then. If that's
Next week.
It is next week.
It is. Yeah, it is. It's kind of like, wow, already we're here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was just trying to finalise timetable bits and stuff to try and accommodate and make people as happy as many people as happy as possible. But it'll be good to actually try and get back in and have a proper space again for us all to be in.
Yeah, it will. It'll be nice.
How did your daughter get on with her results? Because obviously she would have been caught up in all the drama that went around.
Oh, the A-levels?
Yeah.
GCSEs?
Yeah.
GCSEs were good. She was delighted. She did really well, thankfully. And the other one, she was happy with her results. So, yeah, they just kind of took it as it came and were happy with what they got.
Good.
That's affected what they're doing next, thankfully. So.
Right. So is your daughter older one? Is she going off to uni now, or is she? I can't remember. Is she taking a bit of time out until things settle, or what does she decide on?
No, she's going to Plymouth in about 3 weeks.
Right.
So we're just waiting for the date because they're kind of staggering the move-in dates into halls. So
yeah.
They're not descended by the horde. So I think we're going out a week before than we thought we might. So.
Right.
Yeah. Soon.
Yeah. Well, house will feel a bit quieter then.
Yeah, nice idea. So what's the maximum you'll have in the class then, Kat?
I think we worked out, including me, we can. I think it's 13. I'm trying to remember now what we worked out. I've got it written down. So it's not too bad, actually. The most I ever took was 15 anyway in there to allow everyone, lots of comfortable space. If we do the absolute max, it does mean someone probably will end up against a wall. Or something like that, if we do, if we end up with that many people in. So I think it was kind of like 11, we'll give everybody plenty of space. If we end up with an overbooking, then, I can still safely fit a couple more people in or whatever. But, we sort of shift the studio round so that we all face the other way. And people are going to have to kind of also... instead of all the mats in nice rows, it's going to be like some people facing lengthways, some people going, acrosswise. So it looks a bit like, as someone put it, it looks like a crime scene in the studio because we've literally been round, Beth has gone round and put tape on all the spaces that the mats can go. And it's like, actually, that's probably the easiest way to leave it, because then when someone, that when people come in, it's like, well, put your mat down in the space, choose your crime spot, put your mat down. Hiya, Claire. And then you're not kind of then having to get people to, go, oh, okay, well, someone's coming in, just as you're about to start, right, okay, all right, we've got to suddenly start shifting mats around or anything like that, to make sure that everyone's got their safe space or whatever. It's like, that's it. You put your mat down in your spot, and that's how we work.
You've got clearly defined boundaries and borders of where you can go.
Yeah. In some ways, it's quite simple because obviously everyone's on their mat and we don't really come off the mat. So I think, in terms of some of the classes, where people are, shifting around a studio more, running or circuits or dancing or anything like that, it's kind of like, right, well, once you've got your space, you're on your space. But it's amazing how much room you have to allow for mats. So we spent a lot. Beth, bless her, actually, I started off helping her out, and then I had to go because I had a client booked in. But she spent a lot of time head scratching, trying to work out how many mats, she thought we could all safely fit in as a guideline for everybody. But yeah, it'll be good. It will be good. We'll all be
nice.
Fingers crossed. So we will see. And I was looking at maybe adding in because obviously there's the yoga flow and we do yoga stretch. But there are some people who just like to do the yoga. So I was looking at the numbers and going, maybe as long as I know, like most people who do yoga flow, that's the slot they're used to coming or whatever, or like yoga deep stretch. But there are a few people who just sort of like doing it, but not quite the numbers. So I think maybe I'll do a yoga blend. So we might end up with an extra new class in there, which is not quite as hardcore as, the yoga flow, or, a little bit more upbeat than the deep stretch or whatever, but just to try and accommodate as many people as possible for those who like doing both, but just it's more about them attending a class. They don't mind which they do, they just want to come to yoga. So I was going, how can I please everybody? I just don't think it's going to happen, but we will see. But yeah, we'll get there. Might be a little bit of trial and error to start.
That's fine. We'll be happy with trial and error.
Yeah.
Whatever works.
Yeah, it is just trying to, make as many people who used to come happy with the, with the new timetable, really. But yeah, it's all good. We will get there. And it would just be nice to have everyone in and being able to see people when I teach, even if I do have to stay on my mat and I'm not allowed to move off it, at least I can see what everyone's doing. Right, okay, let's get ourselves going then. So when you're ready, we're going to come into our comfortable position on the mat to sit in. So sitting up nice and tall, stacking all the way up through the vertebrae, relaxing your shoulders, maybe just giving that little roll around, let the tension go in the back. Hands either resting on your lap or on your thighs. And then when you're ready, we're closing the eyes. And then bringing ourselves into our space, into our time on the mat. Tuning into the breathing. Starting to create more and more awareness around the breath then, as you notice the flow of the breath in through the nose and out through the nose. And as we just sit here a moment longer, really focusing on the breath, filling the space in the body. So you're looking to fill that space all the way through the belly, all the way through the chest, finding each little corner of the trunk area to breathe into. Feeling how you create the space between the individual ribs with the inhale. Creating the space around the shoulder blades with the inhale. Finally then the space all the way actually into that chest cavity itself through the lungs and the heart. So we're here for just 3 or 4 more breaths. So you keep visualizing the space you're creating in the body with the inhale and the exhale. And how then that space just gets changes as we let the breath go. Moving into Ujjayi breath then if you want. So finding that closing at the back of the throat, top of the mouth, top of the throat, back of the mouth, squeezing in around there, creating that wind, that ocean sound as you inhale and exhale. Don't worry if it's not quite working, remember just keep sticking to that nice long slow deep breath, that Ujjayi breath there if you want to use it. And we're going to inhale, grow up through the spine, out through the crown of the head. As you exhale, take the chin down towards the chest, and then just start to take some little rolls with the neck. So inhaling, rolling the head to the right, coming to the shoulder, and then as you exhale, roll back into the center. Inhale, roll to the left. And then as you exhale, roll back into the center. So just moving in your own time. Inhaling as you come away from center towards the shoulder. Remember, you've got the option then of rolling towards the back when you feel ready. And then you could just reverse it, coming back to the shoulder and back into the middle. So we're not drawing a full circle, it's just a half circle with the head. Inhale over to the left. Again, if you want, take it all the way to the back and then exhale back to the side and into the middle. So we're thinking about the movement in the neck, but just think about all of the spine that working to keep the head supported. We've got the shoulders nice and relaxed down, so not allowing this area to collapse. We're keeping the body strong. And then breathing into the neck, into the shoulders. We're just going to take one more roll to either side. Just breathing then as we come for these last rounds to either side. Breathe into the neck and the shoulder. It's giving the shoulders, the neck a little bit more chance to just stretch, creating that little bit of space there with the breath. And then we're rolling back into the middle. Just let the chin come down onto the chest. Now take a little slump through the spine as you just let the back maybe have an easy stretch. Sitting nice and tall, take the hands back behind you. Releasing the feet or drawing them in depending on how you've been sitting. We're planting the feet on the floor, just taking a little roll with the knees then from side to side. So finish rolling the knees round, extend the legs out in front of you. So little bend in the knees if that still feels better, or we can lengthen all the way through. Sit up tall, arms are reaching out in front as we relax the shoulders. So as you inhale, we're going to drop the chin, tuck the tailbone under, roll all the way down through the spine, floating the arms back, big stretch out from fingers to toes. And then as you exhale, roll the chin to the chest, rolling yourself up from the floor, reaching forwards. So again, this might be where we want to keep that little bend in the knees. If it feels a little bit too early, maybe to find a really big stretch in the hamstring. So inhaling, tucking the tailbone under, rolling back, big stretch out, lengthening through the whole of the body, and then exhale, bringing yourself all the way up. Take that little reach then towards the toes as we fold over the hips. So finding plenty of movement in the spine, starting to work through those shoulders as we roll down, healing the spine back up, and just a little bit of movement around the hips, that stretch through the legs. So we're going to go for one more. Roll down, big stretch out from fingers to toes. As you exhale, rolling yourself up, take one last little stretch towards the feet. And then as you inhale, lengthen up through the spine, relax the shoulders on the exhale. We're going to inhale, take the right arm up. Exhale, twisting through all the way from the base of the spine through the belly, the chest, the shoulders, the neck. Reach the right arm back behind you. Left arm's just crossing to the outside of that right thigh. A couple of breaths. And then we're going to inhale, take the right arm up. Come back on the exhale to the center. Inhale, reach the left arm up. As you exhale, start to take that twist. Remember, think about the twist coming all the way up through the spine. Take the hand back behind you, cross the right hand over towards the left thigh. Letting that little twist, that ring out through the spine. And then on the inhale, reach the left arm all the way back up. Exhale, back into the center. Good. Bending the knees, sweeping them round so you can come onto all fours. The knees are under the hips, hands under the shoulders, and we're going to exhale round through the spine. Drop the head. Inhale, drawing the shoulders back as we arch through the body. So on the exhale, a nice big round through the back. On the inhale then, refocusing on that arch, thinking about the muscles just starting to work in the lower back there, maybe drawing the shoulder blades back as well, firing up the muscles in the back of the body, ready for our back bends later. So we're going to go for one more round then in each direction. So exhaling, rounding up. Inhale as you draw the shoulders the other way. Turn the tailbone up. Come back into the center. And then we're going to come to puppy dog. So walking the hands out in front as you exhale. Releasing the head towards the floor, pushing the shoulder blades away. Take a big breath in. And then exhale. See if you can just let all the body relax, pushing the shoulder blades away from each other in towards the floor. So inhale. Let's stretch out through the spine. Exhale. You just find that little bit of release, maybe. Letting the hips lift up over the knees. One more breath. And then as you inhale, walk the hands back in, tucking the toes under. Exhale, lift the hips up, come back to your downward facing dog. So take that bit of movement here then if you need it, just introducing that triangle shape to the body today. Thinking about maybe adding some movement with the hips, the neck, pedaling the feet out, just working wherever you feel you need it. And then see if you can send the heels down towards the floor. Big breath in. And again, see if you can have that feeling of on the exhale, just letting the shoulder blades roll away from each other. Maybe feeling a little bit of relaxation coming through the legs, allowing the legs to open out a little bit more. On the inhale, breathe into the back, into the legs, wherever you feel you need it, trying to think of just creating that space through the muscles, the joints, helping the legs to lengthen, or the spine, wherever it is you're feeling that little bit of tension where you know the body's just trying to resist this pose. Be a different place for all of us. And then when you're ready, we're going to take the right leg up as we inhale. On the exhale, come forward, squeezing the knee in towards the chest. Plant it up at the top of the mat. So we're going to move from our half split, or move from lunge to half split, just working around the right hip and legs a little bit more. So when you're ready, we're going to exhale, push the hips back, hold, breathe in, and then send that breath all the way out and down to the right heel. As you exhale, rock forwards, and then inhale down through into the hip. So we're looking at maybe that left hip flexor here, probably. Exhale, send the hips back. So you can walk the hands in if it helps. Inhale, breathe all the way down into the right heel. Exhale, move forwards. Inhale towards the hips as you allow the hips to just open up more. Exhale, send it back. So we're just moving forwards and backwards. We're going to do that 2 more times. Exhaling as you move. Inhale as you just pause, breathe into all the tight spots, wherever they might be. Good. We're going to plant the hands then down on the floor as you send the right knee back. Tucking the toes under so we can lift the knees up here if we won't come into full plank. Just hold, squeeze the belly in, tuck the tailbone under. Just pausing, taking a couple of breaths here as we start to fire the core up. And then lowering all the way down towards the floor. We're going to just take a couple of cobras, see if we can fire up the muscles in the back still a little bit more. So inhale, shoulders back, peel yourself up off the floor. Exhale, take it all the way down towards the mat. Inhale to roll and lift. Exhale, release. One more time. Come all the way down to the mat when you're ready. And then we're going to inhale, open up through the chest. This time pushing all the way back to our downward facing dog. Pausing for a moment in downward dog. Bringing the movement in if you need it. Otherwise, we're just going to hold. And when you are ready to hold, we want to think about the Inhaling through the body into those tight spots as you try and use the breath to create that space through the body to allow that downward dog pose to grow. And then we're going to come forwards with the left leg. So when you're ready, inhale, take the left leg up. As you exhale, come forwards, doing whatever you need to plant the left foot at the front of the mat. So dropping that back knee down so you come to your lunge position. So remember, on the exhale, we move back. Send the hips back. Inhale, send the breath all the way through the back of that leg to the heel. Exhale, move forwards to your lunge. Breathe into those tight spots, into that. We're focusing mainly on that hip flexor. Exhale, send it back. Inhale, breathe. Remember, you can walk the hands in if it helps. Exhale, push the weight forwards. So moving, following the breath. Finding that little sort of moving meditation as we go. And then using the breath to help us deepen through the muscles, tissue. So we've got one more movement back. And then as you exhale in your own time, push forwards, breathing in as you hold. And then this time we're stepping all the way up to the top of your mat. Hang there for a moment. So feet together or underneath the hips just for a moment. As you pause, hang there. So you can just let the weight of the head, the shoulders, help you just drop the spine towards the floor. And then in your own time, we're going to exhale round. Come all the way up to standing. Once you get there, roll the shoulders back. Find a little bit of length then all the way up through to the crown of the head. And we actually want to start to bring the feet together, toes together, at the big toes together at the top of the mat. Okay, good. Inhale, reach the arms up. Lift up through to the fingertips. And then as you exhale, bend from the hips, come all the way down towards the floor. Inhale, lift up with the chest and step back with the right leg. So we're going to take that movement through the legs that little bit further. So if it's too much, drop the back knee towards the floor. Otherwise, we're going to stay here in this higher lunge position. And as you exhale, push the left hip back, come to pyramid pose. Inhale. Exhale, push the front knee forwards, come to your lunge. Sink those hips a little bit, breathe in. And then exhale, lift the hips up and push them back. So remember, again, you've got that option of moving the hands in for further support. Exhale to the front, drop the hips that little bit as you inhale. Exhale, take it back. So think about where you want to be breathing. We're breathing into the hips and then into the legs. Don't worry if you can't quite straighten. If you know you're working here, you might even get the stretch. You're going to feel that stretch even if you haven't always got the leg fully straight. One more time. Lift up, push it back. And then exhale, move forwards. Inhale as you hold. Plant the hands down, step back into plank. So this time we're going to exhale, lower straight to the floor. Inhale, cobra or up dog, just depending on what you feel ready for. And then exhale, send it back to downward facing dog. We want to step up with the right foot. So we should now be on the other side. Again, option to drop the back knee if you feel you need it. We're going to exhale, lift the hips up, push them back, inhale and pyramid. Exhale, bend the knees. See if you can just allow those hips just to sink that little bit. Inhale. Exhale, push the hips up and back. So again, remember you're moving in your own time. Follow your breathing. We've got one more. Breathing into those tight spots. And there's always somewhere that we can go just to move that a little bit deeper. So scan deep if you need it. And then the left foot is coming up to join the right. Release, fold. And then bend the knees as we come all the way up. Reaching up through the arms. Exhale, take it down towards the floor. So inhale as we lift the chest, step back with the left leg. This time we're going to come into our twisted side angle. So, and we're going to see if we can cross over towards the hands. So we're going to keep the back knee lifted if we can. If you need to, drop the back knee. So as you exhale, again, follow the rhythm of thinking, moving as you exhale. Inhale, so find that space through the shoulders, maybe through the hips, the back, wherever you feel it. And then as you exhale, we're going to twist. See if you can bring your right elbow over towards your left hand. Inhale. Exhale, twist back up the other way. So we're going to think, mainly we're opening up through the chest, breathing into that body area as we twist. If you can feel a bit of tightness somewhere, breathe in there. And then exhale, take it the other way. Again, think about breathing through the hips or the back, if that's where you feel it. Scan through the body. Find those areas in the body that you feel need to help just find that little bit more space and release. So reach up. Inhale when you're ready. Exhale to twist the other way. Exhale. When you're ready, move back. So you're just moving with the breath. We're going to twist each way one more time. Good. When you're ready, we're going to meet back in your plank, lowering towards the floor, working through your variation on your back bend, and then exhaling. Come back to downward facing dog. Just pausing there for a moment, taking a couple of big breaths in. And then we want to step up with the left leg. So just do whatever you need to bring that left foot up. Option to drop the back knee if you want. So exhale as we reach those left fingers up. Inhale, breathe through the body. Exhale, twist the other way. Inhale, breathing through the hips, and then exhale, twist up. Breathe to open out through the shoulders, the chest. Maybe it's the lower down you need to breathe. Exhale, twist the other way. So we're just scanning through the body each time as we twist, finding that space that needs a little bit more room to grow, to deepen, and then you exhale, come back the other way. And there's always those areas that we're trying to work on with our poses. But that doesn't mean, that doesn't mean that we can't feel it in other areas of the body. So we're just trying to take that little bit of responsibility for our pose, our yoga as well. By scanning, responding. Good. So as you next exhale, frame the front foot, step up. Halfway lift, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, micro bend the knees, lift up. And we'll meet in Tadasana with the hands at heart center. Okay, good. So just moving through, just taking a break from the movement as we stand and focus on our balance. So we've got the feet back, toes just touching, feet together. Together. Lengthen up, create the space all the way from the heels up to the crown of the head. Keep that there as we exhale, tilt forwards, come through to warrior three rather. So it doesn't matter which leg you're standing on. We're going to go straight from one side to the other. So don't worry if we've got it mixed up. So focus the eyes. Find that space, that stillness in the space here now as we balance. Okay, return back to standing. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, sit back through to chair, to Uttanasana. Melt the shoulders back, sink low. So push the hips back. So again, just breathing, holding here, focusing the eyes. Find your drishti, find your gaze with that focus. Feel the breath expand again through the body. Is there anywhere you want to breathe into? As we hold with that stillness in the space. And then inhale, push all the way up, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands back into center. We're going to find warrior two, not warrior two, so warrior three on the other side. So just rooting down, draw the belly in for that little bit of support. Take the other leg back. Just calmly, slowly moving, no rush. So you can focus on the balance whilst you move into your pose. Then fix the focus, fix the drishti again with the eyes. Hold and breathe. Good, come all the way back up to standing, reach the arms up. Exhale, sit back through to Uttanasana. So press the big toe, the ball of the big toe in towards each other. Sink back down with the hips. So the knees are pushing forwards, but we don't want them coming out over the toes. So if you look down, you should just be able to see your toes there. Sink nice and low. Melt the shoulders back. And then just focus on that point, whatever it is that's in front of you with the eyes. Focus. Good. Inhale, squeeze all the way up. To Tadasana. Exhale, come to forward fold. So we're going to inhale, step back with the right leg. Open up then to warrior two. So we're just going to turn the back foot round. Reach out with the fingers. Just pause for a moment here. Good. Moving through to our side angle. So as you inhale, breathe into that right side body as you tilt the left elbow to the left thigh. Reach the fingers out in front. So we're grounding down through the right leg. Push all the way through the left leg. Push all the way back out through the right. Good. See if you can then take the fingertips, those left fingertips down towards the floor. So we're going to try for a little bind here then. So we're going to exhale. Take the right hand back behind you. Wriggle it as far as you can go. Inhale through the shoulder. Help that shoulder create some space. Melt it that little bit further back down the side. As you exhale, we're going to just pivot the left arm in underneath that left thigh. Inhale into the back of that left shoulder. And then see if you can create that space there. So we've got to get really tight up into that left thigh. Maybe you need to breathe into the hips, into the legs to give you the space to move forwards. So again, use your scan of the body to think about where you might want to breathe through. Where can you feel a little bit of tension? Is it in the back? Is it through the hips? Where can you feel that little bit of tension? Breathe into it. So don't worry if you haven't quite got the grasp of the fingers. We're just working on it. If you can get the bind, then great. Hold it there. Good. Release the fingers. We're taking the right hand all the way down towards the floor as you lift your left heel up. Frame the front foot. Inhale back to plank. Exhale, lower towards the mat. Inhale up through your back bend, whether it's cobra or up dog. Exhale, take it back to downward facing dog. Swapping sides, we're going to inhale, step forwards with the right leg. Open up through to warrior two. So just sink down, pause for a moment. Breathe. So again, just see, is there any space in the body that you can breathe into? Maybe it's just a little bit of tension you're aware of in the shoulders, perhaps just from where you've been rounding over a computer, over a desk, perhaps gardening all the day, perhaps just breathing, creating a little bit of space in the chest. Maybe you're aware of some tension in the hips. Maybe it's the back. Breathe, create the space in the body, let the tension go. And then we're going to come to our side angle. So exhaling, tilt forwards, right elbow to right thigh to start. Breathe, big breath in as you create that length, that lovely space through the left side body. Breathing into the left side. Then take the fingers, if you can, those right fingers down towards the floor. So just seeing how far we can take it. Reach the right arm up, the left arm up. Pause again. Notice if there's somewhere that you need to breathe to help get that bit deeper. And then as you exhale, start to wrap the left arm back behind you. Inhale into the shoulder, into that left side body as you help it melt that little bit further round. Ground down through both feet as you then see if you can just pivot that right arm up and reach it behind the thigh. So you have got to twist that arm that little bit to bring the fingertips round. Do you need to breathe into that right shoulder to help it move, create the space in the joint around those muscles to help that right shoulder move into position? And the thighs, body nice and tight, giving the arms chance to meet. And then release the fingers, release the back heel up off the floor, and we want to step all the way up to the top. Exhale, fold. Inhale as we round all the way up. Reach the hands up. Exhale, come back down towards the floor. So we're going to inhale, step back with the left foot. Good. So inhale, take the arms up, come to your lunge position. So just feel the strength in the feet. Make sure you're nicely grounded. You feel secure with the legs, both feet pushing into the floor, pushing through the right knee, the right toes, the back left heel. And then exhale, twist to the right. Inhale here. Think about, do you have a little bit of tightness in the back? Is it in the shoulders? Where can we breathe into to help us twist that little bit further? Then see if you can, as you exhale, bring your left hand down to the outside of the right shin, maybe to the knee, maybe bring the fingertips all the way towards the floor. Finally here, we're going to see if we can bind again. So we bring the right arm back behind us. Again, breathe into that right side body, helping it to open, helping it to twist there. As you exhale, see if you can bring the left hand. Again, it has to twist in and underneath that thigh as you wriggle the fingers round to try and hold. Scan through the body. Is it the back? Is it the hip? Where can you breathe into? Is it the arms, the shoulders? To create that little bit more space. Maybe getting those fingers just a little bit closer together. Don't worry if they don't touch. Good. Release. Take the hands down. Oh, that's a strong one. Step back to your plank. We're going to exhale, lower all the way down or part way down. Inhale as you come up through cobra or up dog. Exhale, take it back to downward facing dog. Good. As you inhale, step forwards then with the left foot, sorry. We're going to lift up. Inhale, lift up, come to your lunge. So just take that moment here before we twist, just to ground down, feel secure, pushing through the legs, the feet. So you're ready then. Twist, coming to the left. Hold, pause. Where can you feel it? Where do you think you can breathe into? Try and release perhaps a little bit of tension in the body. If you feel comfortable here and you want to go that bit further, can you take it so that we bring the right hand to the outside of the knee, the shin on the left foot? Once you're there, see if you can then wrap the left arm behind, twiddle the right arm under, wriggling it in under the thigh, hold. Again, nice tight body and thigh together. It's going to help get those fingers together. Breathe wherever you feel it. Create that space. Let the tension go. Good, then release. Bring the hands down. Step all the way up to the top of your mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, come all the way up. Exhale, bring the hands down to your center as you come all the way down to a forward fold. Just pause here for a moment then. Breathing into the backs of the legs. So if the hands are on the shins or on the thighs, it doesn't matter. Focus on just getting that nice big stretch through the backs of the legs. Breathing into any tension that you feel in the back. And then when you're ready, we're going to send the hips all the way down towards the floor as you come to sit onto the mat. So we're going to sit nice and tall, lift up through the crown of the head, roll the shoulders back, squeeze the belly in as you walk the feet in, come through to your boat pose. So keep the belly drawn in, keep your belly, the core nice and strong. If you want to take the feet up, then start to lift the feet up as far as they want to go, maybe releasing with the hands. Focus on the eyes, maybe focus the eyes on the toes, or maybe just a spot above the feet. Good, then bend the knees, taking them all the way down towards the floor. Just pause here for a moment, let the head drop to the knees. Breathe. Good. So we're going to do exactly the same thing. This time we're going to support the legs and try and take it into a little bit of a stretch through the backs of the legs. So you can hold on to the thighs, you can hold on to the calves or the ankles. If you're feeling nice and open with the hamstrings, we're going to take the first two fingers, hook them around the big toes if you can, or maybe just hold onto the feet. Relax your shoulders, grow up through the spine as you walk the feet in. As you exhale, take that little roll over the tailbone, squeeze the belly in, and then lengthen out through the legs as far as you can go. Lift the heels away. So you want to hold far enough up that you start to feel the backs of the legs stretching in our toe hold here, whilst also having to use the core to help with the balance. Breathe in wherever you feel it. We're here just for a couple more breaths. Find that space in the back or the hips or the legs. And then bend the knees. Take them all the way down towards the floor. Give yourself a moment then just to allow the head to drop. Take a moment just to release the back, release the shoulders, breathe. And then when you're ready, we're going to drop the knees out to the side. Just bring the soles of the feet together. So thinking about our that breathing and using it to help create the space. So most of us, not all of us, but most of us find it's, the tops of the legs and into the hips that we feel this cobbler's pose Vajrasana. But maybe you notice it somewhere else. Maybe it's the back, maybe it's even the knees or the ankles. Breathe where you feel you to help you get that bit deeper. So we try and get rid of the tension and find that space. So when you're ready, open the soles of the feet up. Try and melt those knees out to the side, sit tall. Melt the shoulders down the back. And then think about where you are breathing into. Is it that space from the hip? Are you sending your breath all the way out to the tips of the knees? Are you aware of tension in the back? Do you need to breathe into the back just to even help you sit here? Maybe you're already aware of tension in the shoulders and you just want to breathe into the shoulders. We're all individuals. All our practice is slightly, we all look like we're doing the same, but our experiences on the mat are all different. So you're just tuning in, noticing what you're feeling, how you're, what you're getting out of it and what you need to breathe into to help you get that a little bit deeper. Remember, it might not be a big difference. Even just a little difference is still working, it's still growing through the pose. Good. Release this hold on the feet, squeeze the knees together. Give yourself a moment just to lean back on the hands and give the knees a little roll to either side. Come back into the middle. Lengthen the feet out in front. We're going to sit nice and tall. So we're going to use the same idea here as we come into our forward fold. So toes are flexed or feet are flexed. Lengthen out through to the heels. Sit nice and tall. So just grounding, settling in your staff pose. As you inhale, lengthen all the way up. Find that lovely space that we're going to need through the spine. And then as you exhale, fold. Let's just see where the hands feel comfortable reaching. So focus on creating the space in the legs, on getting that feeling of folding forwards, not how far we're just reaching with the fingers. So once you're there, just hold, breathe, then find where you've got that tension in the body. Is it the legs? Can you, are the hamstrings talking to you? Are the calves talking to you? Are you aware of something that's happening in the hips, the back? So the pose is your own. Good. When you're ready, inhale, sit yourself up. And then just start to take it all the way back, down towards the floor. Bend the knees here, give yourself a little hug of the knees. If you feel like actually you prefer to take a good stretch out from fingers to toes, then take a stretch from fingers to toes instead. And then when you're ready, we're all going to have the knees up in towards the chest as you open the arms out to the side. Going to come into a twist to the right, so exhale, squeeze the belly in for a bit of support as you roll the knees over to the right side, and just let those tummy muscles go as we breathe in all the way through the left, helping us to find that little deeper twist. So noticing where the tension is. Is it the hip? Is it the lower back? Is it somewhere around the chest, the shoulders? And just responding and breathing into where your body's asking it. If it feels amazing here, then just keep breathing into this left side that we're really twisting and lengthening out through. And then as you exhale, roll the knees back into the center. And as you exhale again, come all the way over to the left. So just gently squeeze the belly in as you round, there for support, and then let the belly go as it comes into that lovely twist and stretch here. Taking the scan through the body as you check in and notice how the body feels in the twist this side. Oh, excuse me. And then when you're ready, come back into the middle. We're going to plant the feet on the floor. So you've got your feet just in front of your hips. When you're ready, oh my goodness me, exhale. Roll your hips up off the floor. Come to your bridge pose. Just finding a little bit of a length then through the body. Squeezing the glute muscles in for support. As you inhale, exhale, we're going to see if we can take the right heel and maybe the right toes up, if that feels okay. Lengthen the right leg out away from you, but point it away, not up to the ceiling. As you inhale, keep squeezing those glutes in. Reach all the way out with the breath to the right toes. Lengthen through the right side of the body and then take the right foot down. Swapping sides, we're going to exhale, take the left heel up. If it feels okay, then take the left toes up and try and take that little reach out with the toes to the wall in front of you, or whatever it is that's in front of you at the end of the mat. So don't point it to the sky, to the ceiling. Reach away. Keep the glutes working to lift the hips, and then breathe all the way down to your left toes as you open out and breathe through the left side body. And then take the left foot down. Exhale, roll all the way down towards the floor. Walk the feet away, work the arms away. Float the arms away. Big breath in, stretch out. Just pausing here, holding, breathing through the whole body. So now create that space all the way from the tips of the fingers to the toes. When you're ready, we are going to come through to shoulder stand. Remember, only come through to shoulder stand if that feels okay today. Doesn't feel right. We're just going to hold the feet up towards the ceiling. So when you're ready, exhale, squeeze the belly in, take the legs up, reach the toes towards the ceiling. Stay here if you prefer. Otherwise, keep rolling back through the spine. Through to your plow pose, taking the toes behind you, ready to support the back. And then another breath out as you stretch up. Breathe all the way up into your toes. Breathe through the shoulders, particularly if you're in your shoulder stance, you create the space to rest on. And then as you exhale, start to take the toes behind you, back through to plow. Breathe into your back, breathe into the hamstrings, find that little bit of extra space, help the body to release and relax in that pose there. If you're on the floor, we keep the legs straight and we come into that little grounded variation on our plow pose. So we're just pulling the legs in towards us, holding around the backs of the thighs. And then when you're ready, exhale, take yourself all the way back down towards the floor. Hands are by your side for support as you roll out of your plow. Squeeze the belly in, see if you can lower your legs all the way down to the floor. So just being mindful of your back here, bend the knees and just take the feet down towards the floor if it's too much for the back. We're going to finish with a bridge pose again, so plant the feet on the floor. As you exhale, push the knees away from you, roll the hips up. So just keeping both feet on the floor this time as we breathe all the way out through into the knees. Opening out, lengthening through the body. And then exhale, return towards the floor. Hug the knees up and into your chest. Pause here, hold in stillness if you want. Otherwise, take that little rock. Take that scan through the body. If you know you need to add a different stretch in, add that extra stretch. So maybe it's a happy baby pose. Maybe you want to come to a twist. Maybe you'd like to work on just stretching through the legs or stretching through the arms. Just go wherever feels good for right now. And then we're moving into Shavasana when you're ready. So remember, if you do need to put a little jumper on or anything like that, grab a pair of socks. Make sure you're going to feel warm and comfortable. Have a little sip of water if you need it. And then we're going to come to rest on the mat in that comfortable position to lie down in. So when you're ready, we're just closing the eyes. Focusing back on the breath. And then when you're ready, start to scan through the body. Just taking that last chance to just breathe down into those spaces in the body that might still be holding that little bit of tension. Seeing if you can create that bit of space, that little feeling more of release. And then when you're ready, just breathe into the space around the whole of the body as we just allow the chest and the heart to relax back. So we give them a chance just to release and relax as we let the breathing come back to normal. Focusing and on just checking in with the mind, hoping that the mind feels like a calm and empty space. Just taking that time then, pausing here, fully aware of your time and your place in your space on your mat right now. As you just absorb all the work in your practice. Gently start to move your fingers, your toes, your hands and your feet. Floating your arms back past your head when you're ready, as you give yourself a stretch from fingers to toes. Hug the knees up in towards your chest. As you give yourself a little rock from side to side, or maybe just pause and circle the knees around here instead, in each direction. And then when you're ready, we are rolling round onto your side so that you can push yourself up to sitting. Come to a comfortable position to sit in. Keep the eyes closed a little bit longer if you can, as you just drop the shoulders down the ribcage, lengthen up. Inhale, take your arms up, hands together at the top. Exhale as you bring your hands through your center to your heart, bowing your head to your fingers. Sealing your practice in with namaste. Good. Well done. Fab. That was our last class online before we go in the studio.
That's brilliant. I mean, much as I've enjoyed the online classes, I'm excited about going back into the
Yeah, I think we all are. Good.
I appreciate all the work you've done. Keeping these going, it's been awesome.
Good.
It's really been above and beyond, fantastic, really.
No, good. I'm glad you've all enjoyed it. It's kept me going as well. So teaching. So yeah, no, it's good.
Brilliant. I look forward to seeing you. Well, I might see you Monday morning then.
I'm actually going to take Bank Holiday Monday off this week because it's August the 31st.
It's a bank holiday, isn't it? Yes,
It is. Yeah. So we've decided we're going to take all. Yeah, we're going to have that day off all together before we all start to head back into September madness. With everything all starting again.
I'll see you Wednesday.
And then we will start on Monday. Yeah. So I will probably see you Wednesday evening, I expect. I think that's when Yoga Flow will be on in the evening, will be the Wednesday.
Okay.
It seems the most popular time.
Perfect. Oh, I saw Lisa earlier, and I know I said, you need to reply to that email of Kat. If you've not done it, you need to get back to her. She had more work to do this evening because we went for a swim.
Right.
And then she was going to go back and